Hello there, a very good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News on TV1. We're coming to you live and direct from the Newsfirst studios here in Colombo. Let's first start off with a look at the stories that made it to your headlines this afternoon.
Final procession of the Navam Mahapirahara tonight. Police inspector arrested over the abduction of two businessmen, further remanded. Wild elephant attacks in Thalava and Galenbinduruva.
Starting off with a look at your local news, on a bit of news on the importance of today. The Navam full moon Poya Day is celebrated today.
Buddhist devotees across the country celebrate many significant events in the Buddhist calendar today. Navan full moon has a special significance for the Buddhists in Sri Lanka and in the world. The appointment of the two chief disciples of Gautama Buddha as Agra Shravaka, namely Sariputta and Moggallana, took place on a Navan full moon Poya Day like today. Incidentally, it is on a Navan full moon Poya Day that Lord Buddha proclaimed for the first time a code of fundamental ethical precepts for the monks. It is on a Navan full moon Poya Day that Lord Buddha announced that within 3 months his parinibbana would take place. Meanwhile, a Sambuddha Puja was held at the Shakya Malakaya opposite the Capital Maharaja organization.
The final Navam Perahara of the Hunupitiya Gangarama Vihara will be held this evening.
Final Perahara will begin today at the auspicious time of 7:20 tonight after placing the sacred casket on the tusker. Vehicular movement will be limited from 7 tonight along the Sir James Peary's Mawatha, Slave Island roundabout and Ceramic Junction. Police informs drivers to use alternate routes during that period. Meanwhile, the first of the Navam Mahapirahara paraded the streets last night. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe and several other invitees attended religious observances prior to the Perahara.
Inspector Kapila Nishanta De Silva, who was arrested over the disappearance of two businessmen in Rotgama, has been remanded until the 27th of this month.
It's been 27 days since two businessmen named Manjula Asela and Rashin Chintaka has been reported missing. Family members and relatives of the two businessmen allege that an armed group dressed in an attire similar to that of a police uniform had taken away the two businessmen. An anonymous letter had informed the businessmen's families that the two businessmen had been kidnapped by a police team attached to the office of the Southern Provincial Deputy Inspector General. With the revelation of information on the incident, the IGP ordered for investigations on the case to be handed over to the Criminal Investigations Department on the 13th of this month. The CID arrested IP Kapila Nishanta yesterday in connection to the case. The Galle Magistrate Court ordered for the suspect to be remanded until the 27th of this month and ordered for charges to be filed against him over the abduction and disappearance of the two businessmen.
We now cross over to a short commercial break. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Lunchtime News on TV1. Welcome back to the news. Starting off with some tragic news. A youth was stabbed to death in Horogolla along the Gane Mullajala road at around 8 last night. Police said the youth had been attacked by an iron pole first and later stabbed by a sharp weapon. The victim is a 19-year-old resident of Kudabellana Gane Mulla. Police said the suspects have been identified and investigations are underway to arrest the suspects. Police also said that this was a result of a personal dispute. Remains of the victim lie at the Gampa Hospital morgue. Now moving on in more local news, a lorry was damaged in a wild elephant attack that occurred in Nabadavava in Thalava.
According to our correspondent, the wild elephant attacked the lorry
opposite the Nabadawewa Bodhi Karama Viharasthanaya in Thamuttegama. The lorry was en route to the Thamuttegama Economic Centre. The villagers said that a herd of elephants are roaming in the area. Our correspondent added that the elephants had damaged banana, coconut and paddy cultivations in the area. Meanwhile, wild elephants have also encroached on certain areas in Galinbinduwewa. According to our correspondent, villagers in Yakkala, Mahasenpura, Ulpatara and Udakallagama are facing a threat of wild elephants. The villagers say these elephants encroach from the Huruluwewa Reserve. This is how the wild elephants had damaged sweet potato and paddy cultivations in the area. Meanwhile, the carcass of a tusker was discovered in Potahengama, Rasvehira in Galgamua. According to our correspondent, the 30-year-old tusker was about 9 feet tall. Wildlife officers attached to the Megalava Wildlife Office said that the tusker had died about a week ago. A motorbike parked opposite a shop in Chilau had been stolen by an unidentified individual. The owner of the motorbike had stopped his vehicle in front of the shop at around 7:30 p.m. Our correspondent stated that when he returned, the motorbike had been stolen. A CCTV camera fixed nearby had recorded the bike being stolen by an unidentified individual. I parked the bike and went inside to have a cup of tea. When I returned, the bike was stolen. The Chilau police are conducting further investigations into the incident. Now, of course, with today being Navam full moon Poya day, the moon will shine full and bright tonight. But according to astronomers, Sri Lankans will be able to witness a supermoon tonight.
Professor Chandana Jayaratna of the Department of Physics at the Colombo University said that the moon will be 6% larger and 14% brighter than the average moon. The professor said that Sri Lankans will also be able to witness a very small moon on the 14th of next month.
A meeting was held at the Dambulla Divisional Secretariat's office yesterday regarding the issues faced by big onion farmers in Dambulla, Galevila and Sigiriya.
State Minister of Agriculture Vasanthal Vihari and Chairman of the All Island Farmers Federation Namal Karunaratne were present at the event. At the meeting, the State Minister's attention was drawn into solving the issues of the big onion farmers. Later, Namal Karunaratne convened a media briefing. Currently, a situation has arisen where farmers are fighting against farmers because the checks are being sent to others. No one has the right to create conflicts between farmers as it is done in Parliament.
Starting off your sports news this afternoon with some news from the local cricketing arena. Saracens recorded a comprehensive 6-wicket victory over Moore Sports Club in their Group A Premier League T20 encounter.
The match was played at Katunayaka. Moore scored 162 runs for the loss of 6 wickets in their 20 overs. Ramesh Mendes top scored with 67 and Pabasara Vaduge added 25 runs. Chamara Silva scored 22. Salih Saman and Mohammad Dilshad took 2 wickets each. Chasing 163 runs, Saracens reached target within 18.4 overs and losing only 4 wickets. Ranitha Lienarachi top scored for the winners with 68 runs. Ashen Bandara was unbeaten at 42 along with Salih Saman scoring 29 runs.
Sri Lankan fast bowler Chamika Karunaratne will lose the opportunity to play in the Test series against South Africa due to an injury.
Chamika Karunaratne was called in for Sri Lanka's tour of Australia in the absence of Lahiru Kumara and Dushmantha Chamira. Even though he was included in the Test squad, he did not play in the first Test. Sri Lanka Cricket stated that Chamika Karunaratne will come back to Sri Lanka as he suffered a thigh injury during a practice session and eventually will miss the second Test at Port Elizabeth. Right-arm pacey Asitha Fernando has been called for the Sri Lankan squad to replace Karunaratne.
And that concludes Lunchtime News on TV1. Thank you for watching. I'm Charlene Benedict for the Newsfirst team. Good day.